What's up, everyone? Today is June 15th. It's a Tuesday, and I'm going to be going over the one trade I took. One trade only. It was on AMC, and I believe it was a $276 winner after commissions. So on my end, I believe it was a perfect trade, and I'm going to be going over what I saw, why I took it, my entries, exits, reasoning behind it, and then just a couple of more psychological tips and where exactly I am in my journey. Okay, so let's start with the 1 hour time frame. Me personally, whenever I look at the higher time frame, I'm mostly interested in the 1 hour just because I can get a good read of it. Uh, so here's what I saw on AMC. So you can see that this 60 resistance level slash psychological level held as resistance several times. So you can see that it acted as resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had 6 touches, right? On top of that, we did not have any fresh supply zones above. You know, from this area beyond, we had no fresh supply. If you didn't take the trade because of this 1 hour supply zone, keep in mind that it was used and we based inside of the supply for over a 5 hour period, or for a 5 hour period we based in this 1 hour supply zone, and it was used. So to me, when you base inside of a supply zone for 5 hours and it's used, it's pretty much irrelevant for me. So I can remove that supply zone now that we broke above it. And on top of that, I had this, let me just extend it to the left. This 62 key level, which it acted as support here, and it acted as resistance 1, 2, 3. So I was looking at the 60 level or the 62 level for possible upside continuation. And then my next level would be somewhere around 68, I believe. I'm just doing this live for you guys. 68. Then all I do is I mark this as resistance. Keep in mind on the higher time frame we are bullish. Let me just show you that. Clear uptrend. We broke out of this resistance level, so we broke out of the consolidation period. So I mean, it's really as simple as drawing my levels and then just waiting for price to react to it. I don't care if we have demand or supply here. I'm not touching AMC until it can approach one of my levels. And then when it approaches one of my levels, I put together a plan and I just execute it. So I don't care. I don't care whatever AMC does from the 62.5 to possibly $68 range. I could honestly care less. What I would be interested in is a strong break of 68, maybe targeting all-time highs. Maybe then it would break all-time highs. But until AMC can now get to the 68 whole level, I'm not interested in taking AMC at all, either to the short or long side. So that's just kind of like a psychological tip. Trading is only as complicated as you make it. If you just stop overcomplicating things and just stick to your strategy, no strategy is perfect. No strategy is going to make you win every time. But if you have a set strategy in place, you have your levels drawn up beforehand, you draw your supply and demand zones, either you trade off of them or use them for contextual analysis, like me personally, all you have to do is just wait for price to approach those levels and then execute the trade. So that's exactly what I did today, and that was a higher time frame analysis and a quick psychological tip. So now let us go to the intraday time frame, and I can talk about my entries and exits. So one thing I do want to go over is AMC is a supposed meme stock. I guess you could call it AMC, GME, BBBY, BB, Nokia. All of those stocks are meme stocks. So this group of stocks, which lately I've been trading and been working out pretty well, don't follow SPY or QQQ. So honestly, I could care less what SPY and QQQ do because I'm trading AMC. So honestly, I don't even need SPYs and Qs. I can probably go straight to charting just so there will be there'll be a bigger screen. Yeah, so 5 minutes. All right, great. Okay, so let's get to the entries and exits now. Again, I told you I was watching the 60 key level, but I did not see a clear setup around the 60 level. 60, 59.5, whatever. All I saw was a straight rally through. So in my opinion, there was no clear setup around this 59.560 key level. Let me do one more thing. Let me add volume, because volume is super important. All I use is price and volume, no moving averages or anything like that. So let me just add that real quick. Perfect. Yeah, it looks a lot more clean now. So, no clean setup through 60, but what I did like is the fact that we had a bullish close above this 60 key level and then set up for a 5-minute rally, base rally through this 62 important key level. So I mean, if you've been watching my videos, you would probably guess that I entered slightly before the high daybreak, slightly before this 62 key level to maximize on the premium spike. So I'm gonna go over the confirmations in two ways. Lately I've been using this supposed checklist just to verify that all my trades are good. So the first thing is look at the positioning of SPY and QQQ. AMC is a meme stock, doesn't follow SPY, doesn't follow QQQ, so I could care less. 2, higher time frame. Are we bullish on the higher time frame? Are we breaking out of a major key level? And yeah, I just talked about it a couple of minutes ago. 60 and 62 are important levels on a higher time frame. 3, do I have some sort of consolidation? The basing candle doesn't always need to be red, but I need to see some sort of consolidation before getting long. So yeah, definitely we had a clear basing candle right here. 4, do we have volume, strength, and momentum? I mean, look at this volume right here. It's pretty self-explanatory. Volume is not decreasing here. Volume is very, very heavy and it's super consistent. So that is checked off. 5, supply and demand zones of any equities. The reason I took AMC above 62 is because I did not have any fresh supply all the way. So, I mean, there's really no fresh supply zones on AMC. So, I'm comfortable taking it long over a major breakout level. And then 6, look at 1 through 5. Basically, I just want myself to be patient and only execute the highest quality trades. So, let me go like this. Okay, so I entered 2 contracts at a price of 5.4. The interesting thing is that, I entered 19 seconds before Dylan did. So I anticipated this high day break ever so slightly while he entered as we broke high day. So, same exact thesis from both of our ends. And now if I just want to list out the confirmations, we had a 5-minute RBR. We're breaking a major key level. We have nice and consistent volume. AMC is strong on a higher time frame. So, those are like 4 confirmations right there. So in my opinion, this is a valid trade. This is a very, very high probability trade. I think, Carmine took the same exact trade. So, I mean, if me, Carmine, and Dylan are all taking the same trade, then it's high probability. Carmine took this with shares because this is a meme stock. So now what I really want to go over right now are my exits. And this is probably what I'm the most proud of. So if you're watching AMC price action in real time, you can see that for the when this 10-10 candle started, we had a huge dip below, right? So I thought this 5-minute RBR wouldn't form, but then buyers stepped in, or maybe it was like an institutional buyer or whatever. Buyers stepped in and brought price up very, very aggressively. So that's just watching price action in real time. I saw that there's a very, very interested buyer here. So, I entered 2 contracts here. And, when we break 62, there are, billions of retail traders. Sorry about that. There are billions of retail traders buying up here, right? What am I doing? I'm pretty much just selling my contracts to them, So I take my first contract off, not both of my positions, There's no reason to scale full profit. I scale 1 contract here, which is 50% of my position after this candle closes. So it's actually on this 10-15 candle. My second scale out was all the way, it was after this candle closed. So it was right when this candle started showing some red. I just want to go back maybe a couple months in time. I probably would have entered here and sold 2 contracts right when we sold 62. So this time I sold 1 contract here. No reason to sell our entire position because we just broke through the 62 key level with good volume and no upper wick. So the question I asked myself is, why the hell would I take my entire position off? So I asked myself that very question while in this trade, and this basing candle started forming. So my plan was, okay, I'm gonna hold my second contract in hopes of this 5 minute RBR. If this RBR fails, if we try getting above and fail, then I will exit my entire position. Otherwise, there is no reason to sell both contracts here. And that is why I was able to capitalize on this huge, $2-3 move on AMC. Very, very nice candle. And then what I saw on the level two is a sell order for 512. So there was a sell order for 512,000 shares. So that was a bit concerning to me. If somebody really wants to get out of AMC there, price has a good chance of dropping. So right when this candle started forming, I exited here. So I practically topped ticked AMC for the day. So in my opinion, my entries and exits were almost near perfect. I could have got a little bit more juice out of this first contract, but regardless, it was a very, very good trade. And at this point, I didn't call it a day. I truly did not see anything else set up. And this is Dylan talks about this in his videos. I'm watching a couple of other things. I'm watching Nvidia for potential all-time high break, but until Nvidia gets near all-time highs and puts in a clean pattern with increasing volume or something like that, I don't trade it. I don't consider this action. I don't care if we're in demand. I don't care if we bounce from demand. That's not my style. I can go over a couple of more too. Apple right here. I'm watching this 131 right here. 131.12 level acted as resistance and support. So until we can approach this level on Apple, I do not care what it does. I'm not trading this action here. It's just not my style of trading. I mean, I bet you there were a couple of people who took this trade out of demand, made lower highs, definitely a valid entry to the long side. However, it's just not my style. My style is when we put a clean pattern near this major breakout level. Let me just do one more. Oh, Shopify worked out beautiful, but I just didn't get the consolidation I needed. Airbnb also worked out perfectly. It didn't get that consolidation. AMD. Okay, so I've been watching this, whatever. I think it's 82.3, 82.5 level like a hawk. I mean, you can see that we've acted as resistance so many times here, and we have a supply zone $1 and a half away. So when we break this 82.3 key level, I'll be the first to go in with heavy size. But until then, I'm avoiding AMD at all costs. I don't care if AMD bounces from demand. I don't care if AMD rejects from supply. I don't care if it puts some sort of clean pattern. I am not trading AMD until it gets to this 82.3 key level right here, 82.3. And the reason for that is because on a higher time frame, you can see that AMD is bullish. We're making lower highs. And on top of that, we've been range bound. And once we break above 82.3, which has acted as resistance several times, there should be a move to the upside. So that's just another insight into how I trade, a couple of psychological tips. And then I went over my AMC trade. So it was a pretty good day for me. Came back from vacation, 3 days left to the week. So, let's see if I can make something happen. So all I'm doing basically is just having my levels drawn out, waiting for price to reach them, and then executing the trade. Don't want to overcomplicate it more than that. But I'm going to end the video here, 13 minutes. So it's pretty good. And, I'll be back tomorrow to trade.